The following is a preview of the New Models Podcast.
From Berlin to your block since 2018.
Full episodes are available only to subscribers, and there's hundreds more in our archive.
Join now on newmodels.substack.com or patreon.com/newmodels.
And you know the New Models Discord is popping. Patreon only. Stop sleeping and subscribe now.
New Models, you won't get it anywhere else.
You are now listening to New Models. Nobody knows what it actually is.
It's like air or water.
Homie, the more you drink, the thirstier you get.
Wherever it came from, it don't belong here.
Is it us, or is it something else?
It's content today with Carly Busta and Lil Internet.
Anywhere else?
Only on New Models.
Okay, welcome to my hoarse and sick voice.
Wow, Carly, you sound amazing.
Yes, thank you. I suffered a sore throat for 3 days for it, so let's put it to use.
I feel like the 2026 is just beginning because we've been nonstop with thing after thing after thing.
No kidding, it's been insane.
What have we done?
I mean,
So Venice, we've checked in after Venice.
We checked in after Venice. After that, we did a slew of recordings, only one of which we've released. Trevor Paglen was in town for a book launch, which was fabulous at Sybil in Berlin.
We hosted the book launch.
Exactly.
It was a New Models event.
It was a New Models event, video to come. We also recorded with Trevor. Then a few days later, you gave a talk in Berlin with Spike magazine, giving like an artist talk.
Yes, my first artist talk about my lifelong relationship with the internet. Very anxiety-provoking experience. I think I said it was like tomb raiding while you're still alive, like kind of digging
An excavation
online.
process.
Yes. Exactly.
Furthermore, your mom and dad were in town. Your brother was in town. It was his birthday. It was our daughter Coco's third birthday. We went to Sweden to visit your second cousins. And we just got back. And we have all these ideas. But there's been one thing that's just been nagging us. I thought
we have tons of interviews.
We have tons of interviews that we're going to be releasing.
We're going to be releasing. And the video of the Trevor Paglen event. But there's like this one site of content activity that is just persisted. And so we thought, while we're editing this other stuff, to check in with the content today about
taste.
Yeah.
Taste.
Again, fashionably late.
Yeah,
I
remember when Matt Dryhurst, a couple years ago, when we were working on the All Media is Training Data book, kept saying this refrain of like, taste will be something that you subscribe to. You'll subscribe to somebody's taste on Spotify. Taste will be monetized. It was a really interesting provocation. Like, everybody who works in the culture sector has a kind of pronounced, expressed taste. And then I would see it in tech discourse, taste. And then a bunch of people started writing think pieces on it. There's the AI guy, Paul Graham. There's Kyle Chaka in The New Yorker who wrote Why Tech Bros Are Now Obsessed with Taste. Emily Siegel wrote a really brilliant piece called Taste Slop for Nemesis in May. And then it's just generally been trending on Twitter. But the thing is that the way taste is used, especially on X, it's just like this kind of like alien formation of the word. I mean, I think Emily gets it right. I felt like Kyle Chaka got it right. But I do understand. I'm interested in the way that it's being used on Twitter. And so we want to talk a little bit about what this nebulous concept of taste is or has become.
Yeah, because I think the thing is, and what people haven't addressed is like going one order up, examining why this conversation is even happening. There's, of course, this one element of it where taste is like this very elastic, shifting, fuzzy word, which makes it perfect for discussion on social media platforms, on X, because taste ultimately describes something ineffable. People talk about taste in general, but then they kind of mean good taste, but then there's
It's a
also
specific
bad taste.
kind
There's-
of good taste
right.
we're talking about. I mean, in some ways, the word taste works a little bit like Trevor Paglin's Palladium, where
Right.
when it's used, everybody thinks of the word maybe slightly differently.
Right. Taste has always been about an ineffability. Like that's how it's been theorized and discussed for hundreds of years. And kind of like vibes or something, right?
Well, that's-
and again,
yeah.
it's like this thing of online. You like take a word that points to something ineffable and like try to fit it into language or some deterministic framework, and it just doesn't work. So you can kind of do it forever, right?
Well-
Debate it forever. I mean, it shows how much. I think it's interesting. Shows how language can only kind of gesture at things that feel much bigger than language can capture. And I think LLMs and AI pilled guys sometimes don't realize that still, right? It's like they think ineffability is just something woo-woo.
But I do want to talk today. So I'm trying to think about how to structure this. Like, I guess there's this initial idea of the way that taste is used in these tech circles. And it's a very parochial idea of what taste is. It's something that is like a Dieter Rams style minimalist, good design. I saw where Paul Graham, he likened it to a beautiful mathematical equation that is reduced to its simplest elements. And there is like a history of taste being related to restraint and that being a kind of good taste. But that's actually more this idea of a bourgeois norm, and being tasteful is normy. I mean, being tasteful
Right.
is not boundary pushing. It's like following a script. That can be automated.
Right. It's like every brand logo just became the name in Helvetica
Right.
because of this like convergence on mass, mid, normie tastefulness, right?
Right.
But I think there's something like really weird about this conversation even happening and the way especially the tech guys started talking about it. And I mean, we see it with other things. That Schlom's JPEG thing. I don't know if we want to talk about that.
Do you want to
also.
just use that as an anchoring example? Because
Okay.
maybe that sets the...
So ultimately, there's some kind of like somatic atrophy that's happening among a particular tech class, and many of them extremely powerful. Another term I played with is like sim swapping.
What does that
like
mean?
If sim swapping is this exploit where you call up T-Mobile and pretend you're someone else and that you lost your SIM card and you need them to beam you a new SIM card immediately because it's an emergency. And then basically you get your target SIM card on your phone and you can download all their apps and steal all their crypto, right? But I'm using sim swap as meaning like the ontology of a simulated environment has been swapped out for their umwelt of the physical material world.
Right.
And it leads to really fundamental blindness or confusion. Like there was this guy, Schloms, who's like this crypto prankster artist. And a couple of months ago, he did this thing that went super viral where he posted an image of a real Monet water lilies painting, claimed it was AI generated, and asked people to say why it was inferior to a real Monet. And all these people said all these things, tried to articulate why it was inferior. Of course, the image was actually of a real Monet painting. And everyone acted like it was this big gotcha moment where it's like, oh, look, it's all arbitrary. People can't tell the difference between a Monet and an AI generated image.
Like compressed
But
JPEGification.
an image of a Monet is
Right.
not a Monet.
Right,
Like, and I
exactly.
see a lot of
Yeah.
conversations about art on Twitter, especially, where people confuse the images of art, JPEGs of art, for the art. And it's crazy to me. Like, there's this total discounting of the somatic feeling, the embodied feeling of being in front of an actual Monet painting, and the difference in how that feels than seeing a JPEG of a Monet. It's like those two experiences
like,
have just been flattened.
Even
And
the idea that, like, I mean, I forget what Monet it was, but presumably it was
it was
something
a random
like,
water lily.
Right. It wasn't like one of his
late
iconic
Monet,
ones,
yeah.
right? When he's like losing his vision,
Yes.
probably. And the default used to be when you saw a piece of art or even a reproduction of a piece of art was this is a work by this person who lived during this time in this context, and they are using this medium of, let's say, painting in Monet's case, to communicate something, to distill a moment or a feeling or a thought or a provocation or whatever in this painting. And your job as the viewer was to stand in front of that painting or the reproduction of it and try to unpack it, like in good faith, try to understand what was going on using your knowledge of the artist's biography and their location and the circle of friends that they would have been making this for, and try to decode it. That was the exchange. It wasn't just like random piece of visual stimuli dropped in front of your face, you have a reaction to it. Like, it's just beside the point to try to compare. Like, if Monet had AI and Monet made a piece, it's just so stupid. It's like, it doesn't, that's like
people can't tell the difference between a JPEG of a Monet and a generated JPEG of a Monet.
They're trying to do like a Turing test type thing. They're trying to like use that formula on art, but it just doesn't. I mean, a Turing test is a very interesting principle, but when it comes to art and AI generated images, it's just beside the point. Let's not, you engage with a piece of art, like what makes something good or not good. I mean, like Otto Mule, like painted in shit. Like that's such a subjective, historically dependent thing.
But the difference is that when you stand in front of a Monet painting, like even let's put it in like computer guy terms, it's like the data of the full physical painting being there, like your mind decompresses that into a whole historical imaginary, like a tactile. You can kind of feel the time it came from in a way you can't looking at a JPEG.
Right.
You can imagine like a context and a place and a situated point in history in a way you cannot looking at the JPEG of that painting.
Right.
And the fact that there's a total seemingly like blindness or blank spot about that difference
indifference to that.
Really, really crazy. And I think a similar thing is happening with taste, right? Like the word itself, taste, it emerged out of taste, like tasting food, right? Like the German word, right?
Tasten, but that's the sense.
To feel, sense with the body, right? So taste always referred to a somatic experience, something you like feel and intuit and feel in your body when you encounter it, right? And there. Again, thinking of taste as something that's like codified and reduced based on like a visual aesthetic pack or something.
Right. I mean, but the thing is again, there's this slippage. So like taste and tasteful, like what is tasteful to the mid is calculable. That is something that like, is generatable, but is that actually like cool or interesting or stylish or edgy or provocative? Or no, none of the above. It's tasteful in the way that a sorority girl puts on a Lily Pulitzer dress and like some hoop earrings or whatever and is like, I have taste. It's like a very narrow idea of what taste is that has been socially validated by tech circles.
Also, it's monolithic, the way they're treating it or imagining it, as if taste is monolith and not like context dependent.
Right. There's also
shifting.
this idea that it's inherently monetizable. Like I'm going to skin my whatever tech product with this aesthetic, and therefore it's going to be a successful aesthetic because it has quote, quote, taste. Or it's like when you walk into a co-working space, there's just like all these dumbass things like neon signs like of empowerment. I mean, I don't know, it's been a while since I've been in a co-working space like that. Or like third wave coffee aesthetics. Like there's an aesthetic that they imagine to be tasteful, which is just really mid, but it's skinned that way. They can charge it a little bit more. It seems like it's signaling maybe like something quiet luxury. It's like taste in this generic sense of what's tasteful to the mid, let's just say millennial in 2026.
Right. There's a difference between good taste and exquisite taste and impeccable taste and excellent taste.
But also like American taste or European taste or like, I don't know.
Like all of those things actually feel different, right?
Yeah.
So when people are talking about like taste, I almost like don't know exactly what they mean. Like,
but we do. Like in the tech space,
right.
That's exactly what they mean. They mean tasteful. They mean like mediocre, tasteful. That's what they mean in a particular 2026 framework.
And then, but like tasteful, like, compared to what? It's
right. It's not an on or off. It's not like, everyone has taste. Like that's the thing. It's like, but that slippage has produced this like interesting miscommunication in the X Twitter space.
Yes.
That's kind of mind-boggling because when you're reading these tweets, you just feel like they're missing something. I mean, I actually want to shout out Emily Siegel. I just like searched taste. So obviously my network would come up first, but there's
she had the big, that was a viral piece. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, in May, which was great. But so there's somebody who's starting something called Taste Labs. And to quote, our mission is to end AI slop. We're building the data and infrastructure layer to give AI models and agents taste, right? And Emily's retort, which I thought was so good, is just when taste is fully automated, it ceases to function as taste, right?
Also some things will never be tasteful by their nature, too.
That said, a lot of the defense tech corporations are doing some extremely quote, quote, tasteful advertising, right? Work-life peace balance, for instance.
Yes, work-life peace balance is the one. Berlin, by the way, we get back from Stockholm, and every ad in the airport is suddenly
like a BMW ad or an Audi ad is now drones.
Because Germany, their car companies are getting slaughtered, down profits down 40% or something because
US
BYD, which Americans don't have, but Chinese BYD electric cars are just devouring the market. And so German industry is now all pivoting to defense tech, and you actually see that around the city with the advertising.
There was an aviation conference here in June, so I think that there was probably a heightened amount. But interestingly...
Yeah, but by our apartment, there's a giant billboard for defense tech hiring.
Well, also, aviation could mean private jets. So the fact that now it's really consolidated around this idea of specifically defense aviation is also significant. But billboard... Yeah, what?
My theory is that Berlin's known for its crazy nightlife and queer scene, right? But my theory is that they situate defense tech industry in Berlin because they're
If you've made it this far, you already know New Models is for you. Subscribe now at newmodels.substack.com or patreon.com/newmodels for all of our full episodes and the hundreds more in our archive.